Some games don't just entertain, they define eras. They influence how games are designed, how players think, and how entire generations experience interactive worlds. These titles didn't just sell millions of copies, they changed gaming culture, mechanics, and expectations forever. These are the top 10 games that shaped generations, games whose impact can still be felt today across modern releases. That is why we will start with Doom 3, which redefined horror in first-person shooters. Instead of pure speed and chaos, it leaned heavily into atmosphere, lighting, and tension. It showed the industry that shooters could be terrifying without constant action, influencing horror FPS design for years to come. Doom 3 proved that immersion and fear could coexist with gunplay. Next, we're going to talk about Quake, that didn't just push FPS forward, but revolutionized multiplayer gaming as well. It introduced true 3D environments, fast-paced competitive play, and laid the groundwork for online shooters and esports as we know them today. Without Quake, modern competitive FPS games simply wouldn't exist. This was the birth of skill-based online shooters. Jumping to an even more interesting game that took real-time strategy and added something unforgettable: Mythology. Age of Mythology blended RTS mechanics with gods, heroes, and mythical creatures and captured the imagination of an entire generation. It proved that strategy games could be creative, cinematic, and fun without sacrificing depth. For many players, this was their gateway into strategy gaming. Decades later, this game is still played, streamed, and competitively supported. Age of Empires II is timeless. Its balance, historical depth, and strategic complexity set a gold standard for RTS games that few have ever matched. This wasn't just a strategy game, it was a history lesson wrapped in perfect design. Now, Need for Speed Most Wanted defined arcade racing for an entire generation. Open world police chases, iconic cars, unforgettable music, and pure adrenaline made this one legendary. It turned racing games into cultural experiences, not just simulations. For many players, this was the moment racing games became cool. Far Cry 3 completely reshaped open-world storytelling. Its charismatic villain, memorable setting, and sense of player freedom set the template for modern open-world games. The industry still follows design principles Far Cry 3 popularized. This was the moment Ubisoft-style open-world games became the norm, and probably also the time Ubisoft cared the most for their games. Moving on to another legend, which is Warcraft 3. This game changed gaming in ways few people fully realize. Beyond its incredible story and RTS gameplay, it gave birth to entire genres through custom maps, including MOBAs like Dota. It empowered players to become creators. Warcraft 3 wasn't just a game, it became a platform for innovation. It was such a hit that players wanted to dive even deeper to the whole world, and was also the moment that gave birth to the idea of World of Warcraft. Speaking about World of Warcraft, I have to mention the fact that Wrath of the Lich King represented the absolute peak of MMORPG design. Everything came together perfectly. We had an iconic villain, which was the Lich King, balanced class designs, memorable raids and dungeons, accessible yet deep progression, and a world that felt truly alive. This expansion wasn't just WoW at its best, it was MMOs at their peak, a benchmark no expansion has truly surpassed since. For an entire generation, this was online gaming. GTA San Andreas redefined what an open-world game could be. Its massive map, RPG elements, customization, and freedom felt limitless at the time. It gave players a living, breathing world filled with stories, secrets, and unforgettable moments. San Andreas didn't just shape open-world games, it shaped players' expectations forever. And at number 1, we have God of War 3, which was the ultimate expression of cinematic action gaming. With an epic scale, brutal combat, jaw-dropping boss fights, and mythological storytelling, all which reached perfection. It showed what console hardware could truly achieve and set the benchmark for action games. This was a spectacle of rage and storytelling executed flawlessly, a game that truly defined the PlayStation generation. With this being said, we can say that these games didn't just succeed, they left permanent marks on gaming history. They shaped how games are made, how players engage with worlds, and how entire generations fell in love with gaming. Now it's your turn to tell me which game shaped your generation the most. Is there any other game you think deserved a spot on this list? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bells for more deep dive gaming content. Until next time, see you in the next video. Respect.